How hard can it be? Microsegmentation with Cisco Secure Workload. All right, we're going to look at risk reduction with a vulnerable Log4j workload. Okay, first off, we're going to act as the adversary. We're going to set up the infrastructure to allow us to compromise a vulnerable Log4j asset. We'll go ahead and create a netcat listener on 9001, and we're going to start the Log4j shell proof of concept. So we're going to exploit the Java class, we'll set up the LDAP server, and we'll start the web service that actually passes back the exploited Java class. All right, now that's ready. Let's go ahead and give it a try. Go ahead and hit login, and we see things turning. Let's go back to our adversarial box. We can see it that we were able to pass back the exploit.class, and look at that. We've got a connection. We do an ls. We go ahead and say, who am I? We're root. And we know we're running on a Linux asset. We can make a directory called hacker, and we could list the directory. We can see that it actually created the file. So full access, pretty scary. So let's go ahead and mitigate this particular risk. Now we're going to do this based on what we know the adversary is going to take advantage of. In this case, primarily 1389, that LDAP connection. So we'll create a rule that says anything that's in our web servers group coming from external that accesses 9001 or 1389, we're going to go ahead and block that. Now, before we move ahead, we're going to change that catch-all to allow. So we're not going to restrict anything else. This is going to be a high-level policy that mitigates this specific risk. We'll go ahead and hit enforcement. We see our rule change here. LDAP 1389 and that netcat listener 9001. We see our workloads. We'll go ahead and hit next. We'll give a reason, Log4j vulnerability risk reduction. And we'll go ahead and apply that. Now, within 30 to 90 seconds, that policy should be applied. So we're going to go ahead and give this a try. We're not seeing a callback. We're not seeing a connection on our netcat listener. Let's go into the workload. Let's go to concrete policies. And we can see those policies are in fact enforced. That 1389 and 9001. Let's go to defend segmentation. We'll go into manage policies, go to enforcement. Let's see if we see any denies here. And check that out. There's 1389. We're not seeing the 9001 because that exploit Java class is not being executed. So initially this is stopping it, but we put an extra control in place for netcat listener 9001. Pretty simple control, mitigate a ton of risk while you go ahead and patch those systems.